show you how to make a login and registration form using PHP. So first, you need to open the SAMP control panel. If you haven't installed this application, you need to download it in a website, and you can see this SAMP installer, and I will show you how to I'm going to give you the link for this software. Then you just need to start the Apache and MySQL for the database, and for us to access the web server to make a login and registration form. So you just have to start it, and let's go to the SAMP htdocs. So we need to go here, SAMP. If you install the SAMP, it will go here in C, and you'll have this folder, and all the system, all the login registration will go here in htdocs folder. So first we have to make a name for our test, for our login and registration form. So we may name it login test. So this is the name of our folder, login test. So here, so inside this folder we need to have the index file for us to make a login form. So first we need to open text editor. I used Sublime Text. If you haven't installed Sublime Text, I will provide the link below so that you can download the software. So we just need to save it, and let's go to the folder that we made earlier in htdocs, the login test. So we name it index.php, then save. So we need to type the HTML code, HTML. So it will automatically generate the body and the head tag. So entitled, we name it in login and registration. So inside the body we have to style, we have to make a container. So I will teach you how to make a CSS later. So we're just going to ready the name of the class of the div that we are going to put the form. So we name it container. Inside the container we have to make a form. If you haven't heard about this tag. This is this tag will going to make a request, the get and the post request for us to insert the data to database. So we have to make an action and a method. So in action, we're going to send the data to the PHP file that we're going to process the data from here, from inside this form. So we have to make an input type. So in this case, we are going to make a registration form so that we can make a login form later. So the input type is we're going to have if name. No, text. So the name, the first name, or if name. We're going to have a placeholder to enter first name. So in this another input tag, going to type text, and if you have a first name, you must have a last name, L name. Placeholder, enter last name. So another, we're going to have input type email. For this type of tag, we're going to use email. We're going to have name it as email. Placeholder, email. Enter email. So another one, let's type, if you have email, you have a password. Type password. So password. Placeholder, enter password. So if you're going to validate the form, we have to validate the form. We don't have to send it the data with empty value. So we have to make a required tag, required word to make this form don't send without the value in each input. So in this case, we have to make a post request, and then we have to make an action. So we're going to send the data. So the PHP file that will go to process the data. We have to name it process.php. So later we're going to make a process.php, and we have to make a submit button. Input type submit, name, I'm going to name it register. Value, I'm going to name it register. Okay, we're done in form, so we have to make it send the data to process.php. So going to make a control N. Okay, so we have to save it as process.php. Save. Then we have to make a PHP script. PHP. So in order to make a process, so we have to make a connection to database. So before that, we're going to make a catch to fetch the data from the form. So if is set, or if the host register, so what is the spelling, is a name, we're going to make a if the register was pressed, so it will be here register. So we're going to fetch the data from the form, and going to name it if name equals host if name, email and password, l name and the email and password. So we name it your l name, this is email, and this is password. So we have fetched the data from the post request from the form that we made here. So the name, the L name, the email, the password, the value of these inputs will going to here. You're going here. Post spelling. That's right. So before that, we should make a session start. Don't forget to have this, because it will be useful for your global variables that you're going to make. Before that, we're going to make a configuration from a database. So we have to make another PHP file. So we save it config.php. Okay, so we have to make a PHP script. Then for host equals to local host and username equals roots, because I didn't okay, no, never mind. So password as we're gonna name it nothing, because I didn't put any password in the database that we're going to use. I will show you how to make a database later if you're done with this. So we have to select the DB, the database. So we'll name it login rec, login rec. So let's pass the connection from MySQLi underscore connect. So for the local host, so we make a variable host. For the username, we made made uname. Let's not make a just like this, uname. And for the password and the database DB. So we're gonna put this in if statement for us to verify that this connection is successful. So we have it echo if the connection has been successful. So we have to make an echo so that we can recognize the connection that is being connected. So connected, else echo cannot connect to database. So that's it for the connection to the database. So let's save it. Let's go to the browser. So we're going to make a database named login rec. So let's go, let's type localhost PHP myadmin. So let's wait. Okay, let's make a new database. So the name of the database that we're going to use is login rec. So that's great. Database has been created. So here is the database. So it doesn't have any table. So we're going to create a table. Here, create table, named user. So for the column you have to use int int not null primary key auto increment. So another is if name for the first name. So let's make it a varchar 50 for safe collection of data, and L name varchar 50 for the email, varchar 50 password. Let's make it long text. Create table user. Yes, is this right? Okay, there's an error. Create table. Conflicts with table nor user. Okay. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Primary key, long text. Oh my god, create table. Create table, table name. Then this will be okay, nothing. Create table. User. So that's an error. But we have created here. So let's proceed. So we have made a database. We have here the table of the user. So magnet. So we have to include the config file to the process .php. So require, we have to make a require config.php. Save. So now we're finished connecting to the database, and we can now insert the database. So we have it insert equal insert into user value the f name, l name, and email, and last is password. This is the name of the column that we have made earlier in here, the database. So the name of the column will go here so that we can insert the data to the columns that we made. So values if name, the l name, the email. So in this password, for the safe keeping of the password for the user to make password safe, so we have to make a encryption. So I use MD5. So we have to pass the value password. So the value from password, we're going to encrypt here, and the value we're going to pass this value here, pass. So we insert the data, pass. This we're going to have an encryption of the password. So if MySQLi underscore query connection, the connection that we made and the query that we have to execute. So if the query is successful, we have to echo, we have to send redirect the user to the login registration. So we have to make a meta http web equals refresh and content equals 0 URL equals index.php. So this line will redirect the user to the index.php page. This value here, the 0, will be the value of how many seconds the page will going to refresh. If you're going to make it 3, it will refresh after 3 seconds. So I'll make it 0 to make it automatically send the user to index.php. So we make else we have to send also the user to index.php, but I am going to make a session to identify that the insertion of data is success equals 1, and if the insertion of data is not successful, we're going to make a session error 1. So I'm going to make here above the refresh tag. Okay, let's save it. So let's go to the index.php. Here I am going to echo, okay, let's make it the success button, the success session. We're going to make registration, because we're going to print the value to the index.php. Registration success, and here registration field. So let's go back to index.php. So we have to make the PHP script here to print the session that we're going to identify if the value has been inserted successfully. So if is set session success, we have to echo session success, and then we have to empty the session equals null. And another for the error, so if is set error, we're going to print error. So error equal null. So let's try to make a registration here. We're going to test in the browser, so we have to make new tab, localhost, and we can call the folder that we made. For this, login test, localhost, login test. So enter. So this is it. First name, the last name, the email, enter password, and register, and the button. Okay, let's make a test. So let's make a first name James, last name Do, email James Do at gmail.com. So password, we're going to make it pass. So then submit. I'll try to submit. Okay, there's an error. May just process.php, process.php. So object not found. Object not found. Okay, process. So the spelling of the process here is different from the spelling that we made from the request. It has double. Save it. Enter. Okay. So let's try it again. I'll refresh. So make James Do, email James Do at gmail.com. So we have to make password pass, then register. Okay. The test process save. It doesn't make any redirect. So we have to troubleshoot here. We're going to watch if the no, nothing happened. So what's wrong with the process? I think okay. So connection successful. Name values, name pass. MySQL query success. Email password. So there's something wrong with the request that we made. If name, real name, email, and password. So user. Okay. The query. If name, real name, email, and password. Real name. Login right. User. So let's make it different. So email. Let's try it. Let's try it again. Okay. Pass. So connected. Nothing happened. Why? Is there something wrong with the index? Process the page method post. I know. We have to make a session start. PHP. Session. start. So identify that the login test is successful. So we're going to refresh this. James D. James D at gmail.com. Pass. So we have to make it register. Okay, nothing happened again. So let's start. Okay, nothing here. But it's connected to database. There's something wrong with the process. Insert into user. Email, password, values, name, name, email, and pass. Nothing's wrong with this. SQLite query, connection, and insert. Fit. So there's a let's make another request. Start required if is set email name, I don't know, email, password, post. Okay, let's try to echo everything. Echo is name. So make validation email and password. Okay, let's try it again. James James 2 at gmail.com. That's James. Okay, it's connected, but it doesn't show. Value here, the name, and then email and password. there's a problem with the connection. Okay, let's check. Let's check again for the sample that we have. Oops. HTC passwords. This is correct. The problem is the process here. It's like this here. Register email pass supposed email. So let's try it again. James 2 James 2 gmail.com pass registration. Okay, registration success. So we have we're going to see here if the value has been okay. This has been encrypted with MD5 function, which is a PHP built-in function for encryption. So this we made a registration, so we have to make a login. So let's make here another form. So let us separate this with div here, and let's have it here, and let's separate outside. Okay, let's have class name, login, cnt. So same as register, we're going to have a process to PHP to process the login form. So in this login, we only have email and password. So name it login, save it, then refresh. So this is the login, and for that we are going to have a CSS style, but later you just have to validate the login registration. So if this is it, registration, register. Okay, so we have to name it here login. Here if is set host login, so we gonna get the email equals host, okay, host email and the password to password word. Okay, so in order to make a validation of the password, so we have to encrypt, because it was encrypted with MD5 in your registration. So we have here password. Okay, so let's query login equals select star from user where email equal email and password equal pass. So if okay, so let's make a result equals mysqli underscore query connection and login error. So the result will go here, and then we have to check the result if it is not empty. If not empty, this result, so we have to make a while loop to fetch the data from database row equals mysqli underscore fetch assoc fetch associate. So we have here the result, and we're going to make a session ID, the ID of the user. So we have here the row ID. This is the name of the column that we made in the database. So we have here the name. So we have to concatenate the name. Okay. If name dot space dot another row, the row name. Okay, and the email session email equals row email. Okay, so we have here the value that from database we have fetched the validated email and password. If the email and password exist, so it will fetch the values from database of the user. So in this case we have to make a redirect to index.php. So or if you but we're going to make another landing page with PHP. So if the email and password exist, so we're gonna go to the landing page, but else is not, so it will redirect to the landing page and make an error message. So login failed. That's it. But we didn't make any landing page yet, so we have to make one landing page .php. So first I'm going to make another file and save it, landing page .php. Okay, so landing page .php, and we're gonna make an HTML tag name landing page. So we have here, we have to design div, to make div and h1 to identify that we are here in the landing page. Landing page here. So save it. Okay. And then in the landing page we are going to print the username PHP. Okay. Session echo we're gonna have this in h1 tag to make clearer visible. Okay, PHP equal session name. But to make it work, we have to make a PHP session start. Okay. If the login is successful, it will go to the landing page and print your name. Okay, so let's try it. Refresh. So change to at gmail.com. The password is pass. Okay, connected and defined email process.php. Email. So the spelling here is not correct, so we have it here. Okay, let's try it again. Change to pass login. Okay, we have successfully logged in, and the name changed to is the user, and this is the landing page. So it's up to you if you are going to design the page that we have made. Yeah, but I'm going to give it to you the full source code of this tutorial. So let's try another one. So let's make it James at gmail. Let's try a wrong user pass. Okay, connected process. We didn't have any here, so we have to refresh intent. Error session process.php, email password, login, else is empty. Okay, let's go here and leave it. Process James 2 and wrong password connected, but it doesn't redirect to the index.php. So let's see, session not empty, else is empty. It's supposed to be good here. Okay, there's a error. Refresh. Not empty. What's wrong about this? Resend. Okay, nothing happened. Okay, let's try this. If empty result. So let's try this. Connected director undefined function empty. Wrong spelling. Wrong spelling. Empty. Guys, save it and refresh. Okay, there's nothing. James connected, but it doesn't have. Okay. Doesn't work here. We just have to make a counter equals 0. So we have to count counter as equals 1. So let's, if counter greater than 0, counter greater than 0, else gonna go here. If greater than 0, it will be here. So let's try this. Change wrong password. So login failed. Okay. So another try. Let's make a correct email and password. So change to another page. So we have to design. We're gonna design this login and registration form so that it will be more presentable to see. So we have to make another folder. It's a best practice if you make a separate folder for CSS. So we have to open it and we have to make another file for CSS. So we have to make a style.css. So we're gonna call the class. If you're going to call the class of the tag here, we're going to call the class name container. So dot container. And then we're going to style it. We have to make a width 350 pixel, and the height is 400 pixel, and we have to make a background color. I made here, so I have to make background color. It's up to you if you're using any different background color. So text line center, and we have to make a border radius 26 pixel. So we're going to link the style in here. Link style sheets href css style .css. This is the folder. This is the folder, and this is the file. So we have I will test it so that we're going to see it. Okay, here is our container for our registration form. So let's make a design for our input. So here, if you're going to call an input, just type input, and let's design here width. Let's make it 80%, and let's have the padding 5 pixel for the container, and let's make a height 20 or 15 pixel. Let's try 15. Okay, so let's make it 25. It's very small. Let's make it 45. Okay. Let's make it 50. So we have to make a margin top 5 pixels, so that it will not make it will make a space here between the inputs. So here, last name, email, password. This is the register button. So another container login senti. So let's make a design for our login container. Login CNT, so that it wouldn't be like this. It will go like this. Okay, so this is the login, this is the registration. But our login is just very let's make it 300 pixel. Okay, so we have to make it center, so we just have to make a center tag. Center. It's up to you if you are going to make any design for this, but I will give it to you the design that I made, all the source code of this tutorial. So we have to adjust the height of this, so we have to make it 350 also. Okay, so let's make a margin top and 40 pixel. Okay, so let's make a background color for body background color. So I have here the preset hex color that I'm going to use. So we have here, let's try this. Okay, this is our background color, this is our registration form, and this is our login form. But I'm going to have a little bit adjustment here, so I just have to make for the input margin top 10 pixel. 10 pixel. Okay. It's now okay, so we have to make a border radius for this input. So border radius 3 pixel, and let's make it border 9. Border 9. Okay, border 9, so that it wouldn't have any border. Okay, so that's very interesting design. Okay, so the color of the registration button and login, we just have to call it input that equals submit. Background color, let's make it like this. Let's try it. Okay. It doesn't, so let's make it like this. Okay, that's very nice. Okay, so let's design the login page. So here, okay, this is the login page. So we have to make and div tag. For this we have to make header. We have to make the body and the footer. So inside the header we are going to print this name, and the body we're going to make another div. So class left cnt, and then we have to make right cnt. So this is the and the left cnt. Okay, so we have to make another style for this that header dot body and dot left cnt dot right cnt and dot footer. So in the header, let's have it with 100% background color. Let's make it just like this. Let's make it just like this to make uniform color. Okay, so we have to make height 50 pixel. So let's go to the body with 100% background color is just like this, and height is 500 pixel. So in the left CMT we have it height 70%. So background color is here. Okay, let's make it 60. So the height is 5 pixel. Then let's make another here. So I'll show you how to and I will show you the result of this design after this. So the right center is 35%. So here is the footer, also like this, 100% color. Okay, so let us make a margin 10 pixel. And the right margin left 50 pixel. Let's see the design landing page. Okay, we didn't load the style yet, so we are going to link the style here. Link. Hey. Link. Okay. Link. Css Style .css. So let's see the difference. Okay, the design here has been totally miserable. So let's go back to the style and let's make a height 100 pixel. Okay, let's make a float left, and another one is float right. Let's see. Okay, so this is the folder and the header here 100%. Let's remove the background color, please. So we have here the left and the right container. So we don't have to make like this background color. Margin 20 pixel. Let's try this. Okay, nothing's changed. So we have here margin left 10 pixel. Okay, nothing's changed. Okay. Let's make it margin to the header 100%. Background color. Let's see. Header, body, 20. Header. Dot header. Let's make it 200 pixels. Oh, there's nothing changed. What if we have to remove this? Okay, nothing changed also. So we have to make a margin margin 0. Header with 100%. Margin 50 pixel. Okay, nothing's changed here. But 500 pixel. We have to remove this. Okay. Left. Forward right. Okay. So we have to make a margin right. 50 pixel. Okay. No. 10 pixel. Tiny pixel. Okay, that's very interesting design. It's up to you if you want to make another design, but I prefer this way. That's all. So, but we need to make sure that it is functional. So we have to register Jim. Last name is Vengeful. So email Jim at gmail.com. Password pass. So register. Okay, successfully registered. So we have to make a login Jim at gmail.com. com pass. Okay, that's it. So this is the whole tutorial for this registration and login system using PHP with MySQL database. So that's it. Thanks for watching.